Let me take a photo.
Oh, wait, hold on. I can stop it. I thought, have you already, did you send it out?
Anything yet.
Maybe just send it out. We'll just have it start with the intro for a couple minutes.
Start talking, and I'll send it out while we're talking.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think if people
yeah.
tune in and there's nothing
We can do
going
it.
on.
You also want to do an audio check while we're at it right now?
Yeah.
Audio check for
On the
Loyal.
phone? Well,
Yeah.
You're going to pull up the link, right?
Yeah.
Audio check. Roger, check. You better chickadee check yourself before you riggedy wreck yourself.
Ryan.
If we can get up to 10 viewers tonight, I think that would be pretty rad.
We only have 8 subscribers.
Ryan,
Well,
can you plug in your that fancy mic into your phone?
I actually haven't even tried.
You should try it.
should I send the link out to my entire CRM base?
Yes, yes.
Every customer that's ever inquired about a Volvo or used car.
Which mic do you think, David? The little like headset one or the?
Either one.
Just a mass emailer.
Let's see if I can.
Hey, you know we'd at least gain a couple
All
more
right.
subscribers.
Hey, all right. Guess what? Well, while Jake does that, we are Ryan's fishing around. I guess just stand by, everyone. We got some.
Here, is Ryan? Can you hear any of Ryan, or is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
he's
you-
working on it.
yeah.
Maybe a different mic.
No, sorry, we're testing out the stream
Do you want
on
me
the
to send
phone.
you the link?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna view. Although I can't really have it playing. I'll play it with no volume.
No, I just mean if you have to send it to anyone.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to every person in my CRM. What if I became a hero at the dealer? I brought in new business. It turns out there's a committed fan base.
All right, there you go.
You never know what market you're really gonna hit.
Hey, do you want to...
That's true.
Is there a way to mute these, David? Because you might even be able to hear it. Like in the background of you now.
Yes. We'll just.
Well,
All right, Ryan.
So just grabbing the mic.
Okay.
Uh,
you want to mute your phone until you do that? Because. So
is it playing on your phone?
Yes. Wait, no.
No, it's playing on mine.
David's having
yeah.
sensory overload from like all the sounds in your apartment.
Well, dude. Well, no, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
All right, Jesse and David.
Luckily, we got Western music on the intro.
All right.
That sounds so much better, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah. A little much.
yeah, what were you doing up there? Jesus.
yeah, just rubbing it on a chip bag. It sounded like.
Well,
no, I was walking out to my car.
Oh, it was the crunch of no
Snow,
very
ASMR.
little snow.
No, it's not snow. It's the rocks.
Oh no.
That's the bad news. All right, go back on mute. We'll
Ryan, your prediction of 420 inches is not looking.
come back to us when you have that mic plugged in.
You guys gotta wait. You got a ways to go.
All right, Jake's kicking that off.
Oh, it's not the same cord.
What about the big one, the big mic?
That's what I got right now.
It doesn't fit into your phone.
No, it's some micro USB-C or something, and I have an iPhone jack.
Oh,
we'll get right. The next time we go up there, we can bring him.
we'll figure something out for you, Ryan. But all right.
I'll just stay really still, so you guys
try to keep the rustling to a minimum.
No opening up any bags of chips.
Yeah.
No eating pretzels.
How about some good old-fashioned mouth breathing?
I'm surprised my chewing hasn't bothered David.
All right, there we go. So, how's home?
Hold on,
Everything's pretty chill.
We're just waiting for Jake to get situated
suppose.
here.
All right.
And Jesse, you're wrong,
All right,
dude.
are we good?
Yep.
All right, Ryan, hold on.
Sorry.
Well, but I know you can't see what's going on, but you've got to follow along with the show here. We haven't even started yet.
Yeah, save your wrong
We're
bits.
waiting to do like an intro and
Yeah, I'm just putting it out. I texted you guys the link, and then let me post it on to IG, and then we can do our bits. Oh,
Ryan, we're happy to have you here at the beginning part of the show.
Thanks.
But if you could zip it, we'd be even happier.
Look, we know the whole ski patrol thing's gone to your head, but
I'm just trying to smoke a bowl, guys, okay?
We have a business to run
smoke
here.
a goddamn bowl.
is it resin or flour?
Flour.
Ooh, coming up.
Yeah, I went to the shop by the Yosemite entrance, Tioga Greens.
Ooh,
They actually had some good deals. I mean, organic weed for an ounce was $100.
Oh, that's
So
decent.
that's not bad.
I doubt it said organic.
Is it?
It says live soil.
Is it sold by Indians?
You know they can't say organic because that's a federally regulated term. And
Yeah.
because it's illegal federally, none of the weed things say organic.
This one says live soil. And that's why I guess made it an organic one or whatever. Living soil.
Enriched uranium soil.
Jesus, living soil. That's like saying real cheese. What the fuck else would it be?
Well, no, dude. I mean, most of the shit is
Now
probably
grown in
fake.
real soil.
all right. The link has been sent out.
All right.
What are you gonna write?
8:30. We started it. Well, I mean, we started even before 8:30. Really, kind of. We haven't done the intro yet.
Alright.
All right.
Yep, we're good to go.
And here
It's a little story.
we go.
Greetings, loyal followers, listeners, wayward travelers.
Subscribers.
Yes. Welcome to 118 West Amateur Hour, a show about West Coast surfing, skiing, and technical difficulties.
But maybe no technical difficulties this week.
Yeah.
Remains to be seen.
Let's call it right now.
So
Welcome.
far, so good.
We have me, David, Jesse, Jake, and Ryan is on the phone.
What?
Coming at you from Southern California, and Ryan is in our mobile studio up in June Lake.
That's right.
Next week, he will be broadcasting live from the Tiger Bar, starting at 6 p.m.
Yeah, no, we're
Local
sending him.
time.
No, we should send Ryan on location to the Park City picket line.
So we were making jokes this week about becoming scabs.
That would be great.
Because like some of them are getting like put up in a house, free food, and
Maybe that's a good segue into the first part of the show is everyone's thoughts on this strike out in Park City.
I think, dude, I'm in favor of the ski patrollers getting their $23 an hour pay. I think that seems very fair.
So,
amen, brother.
admittedly,
I
I don't
agree.
know a ton about this topic, but in reading a little about it, it doesn't seem like they're asking for a whole lot. And supposedly, Vail has like caved on 23 out of the 25 demands. And ironically, the one demand they haven't made any traction on is a measly $2 an hour pay bump from 23 to 25. Which is kind of crazy because if you think about like how many employees are striking, I was like doing the math across like a whole season. It's not it's like it seems like pennies.
They
for
said it would cost the Vail Corp like less than $1 million a year to
bump everyone
to
what they're asking.
go to this demand, and I think they have like over $1 billion set aside for like resort acquisition in like other countries and including America. So it does feel like a hard pill to swallow to be like, no, we don't have the money for ski patrollers, but if a cool resort shows up, we'd love to buy it.
And being a publicly traded company, I saw a thing where the CEO made like $1 million a year 3 years ago, $1.8 million a year last year, I think, and then up $6 million this year.
Should we egg their house?
That's like total compensation, but $6 million. It's like, well, then you have the whole ski patrol fleet. But I mean, that does seem kind of expensive though. $1 million for just Park City ski patrollers to increase $2 an hour.
I don't know if it was just Park City or if it was all of the unionized Vail
across
ski
Vail.
resort ski patrollers.
The problem, I think, though, is like a strike, or like it sounds good. Like the sad truth of the matter is that there's enough demand at those resorts that no one's ever, or like they're never gonna hit Vail where it hurts, like financially. Like
Well, they could if the
No, I mean like with regards to like people. I don't know. I've noticed over the last couple of years on social media, everyone talks about how like Vail's become like the boogeyman of like the ski resort industry. Like that's the company everyone references when they talk about how fucked up like the corporate takeover of the ski world and what a terrible experience is at the resorts. But the fact of the matter is like people keep coming and they will continue to keep coming. And I don't think like ultimately whether or not they cave to the ski patrollers' demands in this one instance, I think the experience for your like guest that's used to like a more core experience will continue to get worse at those resorts.
I think you meant the ski industry as bucked up.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, but
I don't know though, because have you guys been seeing some of the like posts from people who were or like who were at the mountain at Park City, and like people were saying like the scabs were saying they've never even used a toboggan before.
And I heard the lines were crazy long.
The lines were crazy long. I think it was like
They
a
had
bad experience.
Yeah,
for people
14%
during like
of terrain open.
But
wait, how much? 14?
Yeah.
I think you have to remember though, the problem with publicly traded companies like that is like they would rather suffer that bad publicity typically and like muddle through it than like set the example that like rank and file employees are going to dictate their like policy. And so I feel like ultimately like will they lose more money with the strike rather than caving the demands? Maybe, but like
but it could damage.
You don't think they'll cave? I
it
bet
could
they'll
damage.
cave.
I think they will cave. It could damage long-term credibility if you have enough people at the busiest time of year who are having a terrible vacation experience because you can't figure out like how to come to the bargaining table with the people that that open your mountain. I don't know. Like,
would you tip a ski patroller?
What if you had spent like $5,000 or more for your family on a ski trip during like Christmas break, and you went out there and had the worst experience of your life? Would you go back to that resort the following year?
You could argue that that's happening every year at Vail resorts, whether or not it's striking ski patrol or massively long lines, or the fact that there's no parking at a lot of those resorts in Colorado, and people are walking miles and they charge people $200 per preferred parking. Otherwise, you're like SOL.
Yeah, but all those other
experience
things
has been bunk for years.
But so all those things are already that way: expensive parking, crazy lift tickets.
Right.
And then if you add on this layer of saying, oh, but we're only going to open 15% of the resort, and you still had to pay for a crazy lift ticket.
My argument
and
is the same Disneyland argument, right? Disneyland gets more and more crowded every year. The prices get more and more astronomically expensive. The guest experience gets worse and worse, and yet demand is at an all-time high. And
you wouldn't go to Disneyland though if Space Mountain and all of the good roller coasters
I've been there
never
multiple
open.
times where some of their flagship rides are shut down all day and it's still packed. And I guarantee the next day it's still packed.
What
and I feel like
sucker.
That's my point, is like whether or not they cave to these demands, there's just too much demand for those resorts. And I feel like that's the sad thing, is like that's their mentality, is like, yeah, it sucks, it's bad press, you're gonna have people bad mouthing them in the media and people lambasting them on social media. But at the end of the
And
day,
on this TV show,
at the end of the day, they're going to report record profits.
you know what? It was
it's gonna
suspicious.
roll on.
The COO of Park City, when she was giving her like super scripted response about coming to the bargaining table, wouldn't take off her sunglasses.
But
Just
hey,
like Corey Worthington.
if she was a real G though, she would have been wearing goggles, right?
True. Yeah, just murdered out.
Yeah, I mean,
And grenade gloves hanging off of strings on her wrist.
And a tall tee.
it is pretty crazy. I mean, their argument is that like you can work at Starbucks and have a higher starting wage.
No, it's insane. There's no. It's completely indefensible, and a lot of those jobs are seasonal. Typically, a lot of seasonal jobs, especially if it requires a specialized skill, should pay more because you're not having to pay full-time benefits, and they're only working 5, 6, 7 months out of the year. I mean, certainly not all those ski patrollers striking are working in the summer there.
What if Vail came out with their solution? Their answer was, guys, we're going to give you $1 an hour raise, and the other dollar is going to be made up. We're going to start having a tipping system on the mountain. You're going to have a square thing on your phone. Whenever you help someone, you get a little tip.
I think at the core of the problem is really simple, and it's true with like almost any company. It's there's like 3 levels. The best level would be, granted, it would be a less
A win-win.
a less grand resort, but there's a couple. I think there's 2 or 3 resorts in the entire U.S. that are owned by like the people, right, or by a city or by the government.
I think there's more than that.
Okay, but
2 or 3 destination resorts.
yeah, there's like the one Grand Targhee, is it?
Yeah.
One in, okay. But like then you have a private resort that's not publicly traded. That's like the next level, but still a lot better because ultimately like they don't have shareholders to consider. And then the worst,
Like Mount Baldy.
yeah.
Well, they do have shareholders to consider.
Well, but
in
not.
a
It's not a
different way.
publicly traded company, so they're not beholden to the shareholders
To the market.
and to the market. And then at the worst of the worst is these once
All right,
it's
who,
publicly
what's
traded,
worse,
you're done.
Icon or Vail?
Ooh, I feel like you're splitting hairs. Although Vail might be worse.
It's not Icon though; it's Altera.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Altera, KSL.
Although I hear to transition slightly to Mammoth, I've noticed on social media there's been a lot of angry people saying Mammoth suddenly quietly changed the early ups to 3 from 5 to 3, and people are
the
like,
early ups is not that big of a deal.
but I think it just goes to show you like ultimately like once a ski resort's owned by like a big publicly traded company, you can expect like a progressively worse.
Okay, so to summarize, David, myself, and Ryan are with the ski patrollers. Jesse is with Vail.
There's a corporate shill who hates the corporation somehow.
Where
he's
in-
against the patrollers.
Corporations can do
Where in
this.
any of this have you heard
No, I'm
corporate
kidding.
shill? I think it's just I have a more jaundiced perspective on the outlook
Yeah.
of like
Although I don't know. I mean, Mammoth is like. I
Wait.
still feel like Mammoth is really nice. It's just gotten more expensive.
Ryan, are Mammoth or June, are those unionized ski patrol jobs?
No.
No. Okay. So you don't really have like a
best
dog in
case
this
scenario. June, you could argue, is a bit of an anomaly because although they're owned by a big corporation, they're kind of like this forgotten. Like I feel like that's the
Are
best.
you gonna let him
case.
talk to you that way, Ryan?
Best
Yeah,
case.
whoa, dude.
It's a good thing,
What's the secret?
right? It's just kind of like, well, we have to keep them because it's too expensive to get rid of them, but like. We can kind of just pretend they're not there, and like you end up having an experience like I don't think people leave June thinking like what a corporate fucking mess.
Do you think
I think they might
more?
just leave. What a mess.
Wait till you come up this year, man, and see what they did to J6 and J2.
What'd they do?
They added ticket scanners.
Whoa! Oh, it is a corporate mess. Unbelievable.
That doesn't affect me.
Yeah,
Oh.
me neither.
Younger me would have been upset.
Ticket
I mean, it
scanners.
pisses me off.
Yeah, no,
because-
that's outrageous. How
And
dare they
put,
try to?
Yeah, they put like gill nets around everything too, and around at the bottom at J1, so they minimize the amount of people that can try to, short the line. But it really just affects us at patrol because now, like, we have to go all the way through the line to scan our tickets rather than just like, oh, we're just gonna dip under the rope.
So, in other words, to get a free day of skiing there, you now have to do what you did at the bottom again, getting over to.
Wait, how does adding the ticket scanners affect you as a patroller? Though, why do you need to go through there? Can't you just ski up to there? Don't they know that?
Because he's saying they added gill netting.
So there's like netting around instead of just like the little, you know how they do sometimes the red rope line?
Yeah.
It's they've done like gill nets around it so that
I think
have
you
to
should strike, dude. You should strike. That sounds intolerable, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely a bummer, and we're all like pretty like wondering what's going on with lift operations. Like, why do they feel they need to have this little power trip?
Putting them on blast.
Is that what it is, Ryan?
Jake, you should put this into a short and clickbait title this.
You know what? It's funny. When I was skiing Mammoth earlier this year, I was talking to some guy who was like an overnight groomer at June, and I was like, "Oh, I have a buddy that that you might know that works there," and I name dropped Ryan. He was like, "I don't know. I'm not sure." He was like, "But I hear a lot of the June patrollers have an ego," and I was like, "Really?"
That sounds about right.
I thought June was pretty chill. I was like, right, this guy, if you meet him, is a chill dude. He'll set you straight.
Yeah, I think I think there's already a natural cool kid on the mountain feeling with ski patrol.
Yeah.
And everyone's a little bit jealous of it. Like,
is that because you make him call you Officer Paul?
Or just that, like, we get to
Patroller Paul.
Officer, overseer.
They get jealous because we have to go ski around the mountain and ski every run, and they have to like.
And they're just skiing flank side of the lifts.
Yeah, they have to just, well, and they have to because if they don't, these guys get hurt.
Ooh, good burn, dude. That because they're not skilled enough to.
Yeah, it's true though. It's like why those are in place.
Yeah. Well, hey, I was just skiing at June, and I don't know if it was dangerous conditions, but I was telling David before the show, I don't think I've ever skied like that slow or sticky of snow in December.
Oh, I know, right? It's been. I mean, we kind of had a little bit of a cold spell the last few days. So we were able to. Yeah, we were able to blow a little snow.
Okay, wow. So if you're listening or watching this, June's back on.
And don't get it twisted. Man-made snow is real snow.
Yeah.
Right?
Guaranteed.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference just having that little bit of a buff.
Made from treated sewage water, but it is real snow.
This is a good segue into checking in on our Mammoth Accountability Booster. We have Ryan sitting at 420. No coincidence there. Jesse at 280. Jake at 330. David at even 300. And Chad clocking in at 380. As of...
How are you feeling about your prediction at this point in the season, Ryan? Ryan's the upper
I'm
level.
actually still feeling confident. If you look at our numbers from previous years, we are up in our totals, and we haven't even hit our big months where we get most of our snow.
Someone hasn't checked the Climate Prediction Center.
Yeah, but I heard that the jury's still out on climate.
Hey, my prediction, though, is still going strong, though, of coming in with a good beginning and then whimpering out.
So it's not that prediction's not on the board.
I
Do
can
we even
almost
know if you actually made that? There's been a lot of talk about this, but it's not on the board.
I can almost assure you this seems to be the way your average Sierra winter goes, with a few exceptions over the last 10, 15 years. You have a decent December, either really good or just decent. You have almost no snow in January. Maybe towards the end of January you'll get a little storm.
Yep.
And then February it tries to make a comeback, and it either makes a serious comeback or it's just like, oh,
or
nice, at least we're getting some snow now. And then March, same thing. It either continues on a little and you're like, all right, at least get some more snow, or you have an insane March. And that's just the way it goes. January, you get almost no snow. Except, well,
Where did you get your science degree, dude?
So I don't know if you know this,
Jesse-
but I went to LTCC. That stands for Lake Tahoe Community College.
Shout out.
And
It's a wonderful
I took a
institution.
remedial meteorological class.
Wait,
there.
remedial or like intermediate?
No, remedial.
Wait, what's the difference between a remedial and
Isn't remedial like
did you fail it first?
yeah? Doesn't
And had
that
to
isn't that
retake
like
it?
what you have to do?
I
when,
did,
like,
actually.
You fail English. Doesn't like remedial mean like doing it again the next year once you failed it?
No, I don't believe so. Doesn't it just mean like kind of like a basic?
An introductory.
Why don't you
Yeah.
explain to people what you think
Yeah.
remedial means?
Well, we could look it up.
An introductory meteorology class.
But anyway, even with that class notwithstanding, I'm just going off more personal experience. You know, having lived through some Sierra winters in Tahoe and then witnessed kind of like the cycles, and it would appear that
I've seen
Very-
some shit too, dude.
very seldom is January good, which is interesting because growing up, me and Jake, January used to be like a gangbusters month up at Tahoe, but as of late, over the last like 10, 15 years, not so much.
the times they are changing. My gut
Yeah,
tells
well,
me
you never know, dude.
that we're
I heard allegedly that we might be heading into a polar vortex.
Well,
Not-
it must be all those high-paid scientists that do the modeling. They
I
must
bet-
all be wrong.
I bet Tahoe and up might be. Tahoe's been getting it all right?
I think so.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll spare you the search, Ryan. The next 8 to 14 days are far below average, and then looking out 3 weeks below average, and then we get out a month, equal chances for all, and over the next 3 months, from Tahoe north, slightly north of Tahoe is above average, south of Tahoe equal chances for all, but below
It
average
is
over the
interesting
next
to
month.
hear Jesse tell this to Ryan. That would be like him telling like you about like the surf too. It's like
Yeah.
you know Ryan's up there living this right now and like
Living it's just day to day. I'm looking out into the future, dog.
you're dreaming it.
Okay.
Although I can attest, I was just up
I
there in June. I mean, I'm not making any claims about the future weather, but there was not that much snow at June currently.
Is
No,
anyone,
It was
like,
looking pretty dry.
no one's going to try to take my title of like I spend more time on the National Weather Service, I think, than all four of you combined. And I might not know what it all means. Sure.
I can
But
barely read, but I know what the pictures look like.
I can tell you, check out the CPC. It don't look good. I want it to be good.
I agree.
I
Yeah,
hope
the-
I hope
think
I'm wrong.
the short-term forecast does not look good, but
yeah, I mean, I just think we didn't have the top at J7 last year by this time.
no, last year was terrible, right? Weren't you? Was
Yeah.
last year, Ryan? Weren't you saying that June almost was going to close?
Yeah, we were worried that it was going to be a shorter season.
Do you remember that has happened to us before? Like when we used to have like college June passes. I think they had one year where they didn't
We
get enough
were
snow,
directed to Mammoth.
and they just closed. They're like, we're not opening this season.
But-
they just called it by like early or like maybe mid-December.
But weren't we allowed to use our June passes at Mammoth?
I don't remember.
I don't think we were ever
I
skunked.
doubt that, dude.
Yeah,
No, I think we were offered an upgrade and we
maybe.
took it.
Yeah,
A June college pass. Boy, those were
Ooh.
great.
those were the
Great
days.
days. Wouldn't you love to go back to that?
I would I've said this many times. I would gladly go back to a world where you didn't get to go to a bunch of different ski resorts and you just had your,
Your
You had a-
$125 college pass. That's
Or-
what it was for us.
that was at June, but Mammoth was a $300 college pass.
I know.
That's not bad.
Back when transcripts didn't matter,
Yeah.
they've gotten pretty.
God, these mic arms just kind of fucking suck because they're right where your eye is, dude.
We could adjust it. We could figure out a
No,
way.
I know, but
All right. Well,
Stop,
now that we've
all right.
railed on the corporate ski takeover and weather and the polar
That-
volt,
All right, but I'm
vortex-
excited about my next ski vacation.
that section was titled "What's Good / Bad."
let's transition to this recent swell.
Yeah, let's.
Oh, yeah, what's going on?
So it was one for the books, or so I've been told. I only saw videos. They never came within
yeah, the
10
Eddie
miles of the
swell.
coast. But
We've talked since then. That was the last episode, but
True. but- There is big surf here too.
yeah, the whole time.
Mavericks had a fake biggest day ever.
yes,
Oh
All right.
yeah.
Did you
Hey.
see this, Ryan?
No. Why was it fake?
I think
Well,
the
the-
news media ran with this construction worker that caught, admittedly, like a really big wave at Maverick, supposedly one of the largest ever surfed, but somehow people in the media and like in the I don't know, people are claiming it's going to be a world record 108-foot wave. And if you look at a video of it, it looks like a giant wave by Maverick standards, but doesn't look anywhere near some of the stuff like out of Nazare or even Jaws.
Until Peter Mell confirms it as a 100-foot
Yeah.
wave, I'm not buying it.
For real.
But looks like it was a pretty epic swell. There was the maybe we can cue it up. There was a pier collapse.
Yeah, I saw that.
Do we want to do this, JV?
Yeah.
Let's do
I might
I mean, I
I
think
kind of want to hang up on Ryan, dude, because his little chirping phone. Ryan, sorry, but your like little chirping phone is kind of bothering me.
it's not bothering me. I think David's just easily bothered.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh, no.
We can check and see if any of our loyal viewers. are
Whoa.
bothered by it.
Yeah, comment if you don't like Ryan's chirpy phone.
I don't notice any chirpiness. Huh.
That's better now. What were you doing, Ryan?
I just moved the phone a little closer to me.
Were you eating? Tell us if
No.
you were eating.
Tell us what you were doing.
Did you switch this?
No,
over,
I'm,
David?
I'm literally just sitting here.
Can viewers see this?
What? No, hold on.
So the pier collapse was a pretty wild event. Portion of the bathrooms of the Santa Cruz Pier and just severed away from the rest of the pier, and looks like a couple of construction workers went for like a
I think 3
ride.
people, right, fell into the water.
Correct. Well, no, a couple were rescued right off, like floating away. They didn't have to jump in the water.
Oh, got it. They
Yeah.
were on.
Yeah, he was just standing there. In fact, that might be a good view of it.
How safe do you think the Newport Beach Pier would be in a big swell?
Well, it was taken out. It was taken out in the 33 hurricane, so it could happen.
Dude, last year when
Survived Marie.
when they had that eddy swell, me and Brad went out to the Huntington Beach Pier. And it was kind of a trip. Like, that's a much newer pier than the Newport Pier. And, like, I was like, I'm sure this is structurally sound. But it was such big surf. I was like, I feel unsettled, like, being on here, kind of.
Well, I think the construction of those piers, like Newport's wood, probably with I imagine a cement foundation, whereas Huntington's just like solid cement, right?
I think Newport is wood, but just the really long poles driven really deep.
Okay, but there's no cement
I don't think so.
under the water.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it could go. It's possible.
Oh, do you want to turn off our screen share, Davey?
Yeah,
We don't want people knowing how the sausage is made here.
that's true.
But yeah, that was pretty.
I've been surfing, and it's been really foggy, which has been a trip.
Yeah, Dave, you've surfed the past bunch of days, right?
Yes, and it was very fun. Very fun surf. Soft top barrels, yoga barrels.
Yeah, could we get a report? What did we? 2 to 3, 3 to 4?
No, it was way bigger than that for a little bit. It was like overhead
Okay.
for a long time. Like while you were in Mammoth, it was like overhead, and really good and peaky, and not that crowded at all during the week. And then over the week, this last weekend, it got a little bit more crowded, but it was still fun.
nice. So like 1.5 foot Hawaiian.
Yeah, 1 foot, half a foot Hawaiian.
Ryan, when you're up for the winter, do you miss surfing?
Yeah, I do. I think I'm gonna be coming home in next Thursday or Friday.
Really?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Jade is coming back into town, and we'll spend some time back in Orange County, and then come back up here and spend a little time up here before she has to go.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
Tight.
Yeah, dog. Maybe we can do an in-person podcast again.
Totally.
Yeah.
Maybe if we get an in-person podcast would be cool, but maybe if we have enough local people, we'll get a random winter poker.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah, rando poker night.
Ooh.
That'd be
That
pretty
could be
sick.
good.
Yeah.
What
Yeah, that
country
could
is
be.
Mike surviving in right now?
He
Italy?
Italy?
Well, last time I got an email from him, it sounded like I think
Ryan,
he's in.
are we on speakerphone?
Yes.
Try taking us off speakerphone.
I love how much.
What? Well, dude, you're
Yeah.
gonna listen back to this and you're gonna be like,
I
dude,
know.
it's not good.
Is this better?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, we can hear ourselves echoing on it.
Are you still breathing?
Of course. I mean, I need to
This
breathe.
is so much better.
Try breathing less.
Yeah. Hold your breath for the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you, Ryan.
No, that makes a huge
Watch,
difference.
Ryan, when if you listen back to this, you'll be like, okay, I know what they're talking about.
Be considerate, Ryan. Okay, you're not being considerate of David's.
No, it's true.
Podcast needs.
The
Yeah.
audio would be horrific. And we would know. We've had plenty of horrific audio.
Yep. Well, it is the show about technical difficulties. We got to get your mic figured out when you come back here, then, Ryan. So that way you can be. No, I know, because it sucks to hold it up at your. Do you have AirPods?
No,
Oh.
and I don't really care to get any of those. Have those Bluetooth things frying my brain.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, something I wanted to touch on before we get too far away from surf and the weather, and David was saying foggy. Ryan, what do you feel about okay, it's been really foggy down here for several days, and I've had several customers try to launch into a conversation about cloud seeding and the local authorities creating this fog. What are your thoughts?
How local?
Well, do you know about that?
Orange County supervisors.
You know about that program? Everyone,
Fountain Valley trying to get some rain.
all these Trump supporters keep talking about this program, apparently like the Santa Ana watershed, where they were like seeding clouds last year.
No,
You haven't heard that?
no.
Oh, suppose it's like they came out publicly and
To
said,
what
like,
end?
in order to like spur on more precipitation, they were going to do cloud seeding last year, and it's run rampant in like the those kind of like crazy circles. And I tried to make small talk with a couple of customers, like it's been really foggy or whatever. Like it got foggy at the dealership late in the day, and two specifically launched into like a tirade about how it was like government created fog, and I just wish I never brought up the fog.
Well, I'd like to steer us away from the conspiracy theory, and I don't know.
Ooh, I would say steer away from the political, but I think we should steer into conspiracy
Yeah.
theory.
Okay, the conspiracy theory is fine. But
I don't
yeah,
think I
let's
got
not.
too political
No,
there.
I'm totally down. I think that this podcast, if we're going to add anything to this podcast besides West Coast surfing, skiing, and technical difficulties, I hope that it would be conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they have been doing cloud seeding though for a while. I don't know if this local fog could be the reason, but
I mean, it is a little suspicious, though. I mean, if you think about it, it rarely gets foggy this time of year down
Well,
here.
it's also-
and it's been
it's-
foggy many, many days.
But it's 70 degrees out when it's not foggy, so I think it's just warm air hitting the cold water. Or did you skip that section at LTCC?
Must be something else.
What does the CPC say about it?
I do wonder though, like you're saying, at what level does the cloud seeding get authorized at? Is it a city acting?
Yeah.
Is it
No,
like
I think
Orange
it was
County?
Released by I forget, some county
I can
or
see
state
California
agency.
doing it.
But I thought these people were like spreading misinformation. But if you go look, it really is a real program. They're doing like the Santa Ana watershed, and they're trying to seed clouds.
How funny is this? I have this old book that talks about all the like forgotten and like ski areas of Southern California that like went by the wayside, like long ago. And there's stories of people like in the maybe as early as like the 40s trying to do like ghetto cloud seed, like fly like little hot air balloons up with like dry ice or other things like over like local mountains to try and precipitate some amount of snow.
What's the
real snow.
Yeah.
What cloud seeded snow is real snow? What's the downside to cloud seeding?
I don't know. The first time,
metals.
yeah, there's
Probably the things that they
what do they
use
use?
to
Like
do
silver
it.
iodide.
You need
It's
something-
like aluminum too, I think, and then there was
Yeah.
like there's just a bunch of harsh chemicals in it.
I've heard
Yeah.
it turns some of the wildlife gay. Specifically, frogs, toads are most susceptible.
If they could use like ash or dust, like an organic material, would you be for it?
I don't know. Personally, I feel like it's a sign of the times that like we've messed up the environment bad enough that like we're having to like alter things more. Like,
Oh, dude, they do it way less now than they did it in like the 50s and 60s. I
look
bet.
at Beijing. that it was so incredibly smoggy during the Beijing Olympics that they were trying everything they could do to get it to rain. They were like firing tons of rockets into the clouds, desperately trying to get it to rain, and like, of course, it didn't really work.
Did they try
And it was
taping
the worst air pollution in the history of.
pictures of clean skies over all the webcams monitoring the polluted skies?
What if they could guarantee you 1 foot of fresh snow at a time once per week in the local
But what's
mountains?
the trade-off? Some harsh heavy metals. In
Heavy
the snow?
metals, a little heavy metals. I don't know.
I don't know.
What if it's organic? What if it's not? But they're still the trade-off is that they're interfering with nature,
And there was
right?
just signs that said,
which is
"Do
what
not
people are
eat
probably
the snow."
bothered by. But no, what if it was like ash or something, like something organic,
Yeah.
naturally occurring, but they're still interfering with nature, right? Which is something that feels like probably not a
And
great
nature
idea.
has very specific rules about.
Yeah, I mean, I think long term, like I mean, obviously there is like climate change going on, but is it really needed we need to make clouds and try to make places rain?
I will say this with California, I think the one thing most people forget, myself included, is like if you look at California over like thousands and thousands of years and the hydrology over thousands and thousands of years, when we settled California as like white settlers in the 1840s, it was an abnormally wet time over, like if you look at hydrology data spread across thousands of years, that span from the mid 1850s through the early 1900s was like abnormally wet. And so they based much of their agricultural like observations, all that stuff off of essentially flawed data. Like California is a very wet state. It gets a lot of rain, it gets a lot of snow, but it goes through periods where it is abnormally dry for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years.
Maybe
Balanced
normally
across,
dry.
yeah, balanced across like thousands of years. So like I feel like we could be on like the tipping point where who knows, we may have like, this could be like the lemon next to the pie.
More seeding.
We could have a bunch of 50-inch winters for years to come, and that might not be climate change like really like super progressive people are claiming it is. It's just that's our
I
climate.
doubt
wonder-
we're headed to 50-inch winters anytime soon.
Yeah, you think was it
On the
was
regs.
it that bad? 50-inch winters
Well, there's a
during
little,
the dry years.
I don't know, but there was a lot of there was a lot of
Jesse's like
But you have
variance
to
he's
also
talking
think-
about is like 10 inches from
California
normal.
had like really vicious weather across. You could read about it throughout the
what
late
year was the great flood? The flood that they said like buried the Central Valley and like
late 1800s, I
Okay.
believe. But yeah, if there's like so many different crazy like things that happened, like rain and snow wise, over that like 75-year span. But
Should we move on to skiing stuff?
I think we're
yeah.
kind of on it. No,
All right, now we're at skiing stuff.
we're just.
And if you like hard transitions like that, you're gonna love future
I was just
episodes of the
redirecting that because
118
I was just running out of steam on the.
West. But yeah, I agree. We're probably headed towards generally potentially drier winters, but I don't think that dry. But
we'll see.
yeah, we will.
I think we're gonna do a drier winter, about a 300-incher.
Yeah. Jesse's got a 280. You know,
I hate being right.
so I was just up skiing in Mammoth, but we had skied a half day at June with Ryan, and it was sick. Although June was I had low expectations and I was still disappointed.
God,
Yeah,
if
well,
only they
I did warn you.
Ryan did, to his credit, Ryan, who I think is normally a June apologist and will try and get people to come to June, against Mammoth, did warn me ahead of time. He's like, I would go to Mammoth today. And we went to June for the first half of the day, and it was fun. It was super fun to see you and ski with you, Ryan. But it was very like spring, like slush and like hard to get, like the type of snow where you like almost go over your tips skiing.
Yeah.
Did you leave
Oh, yeah.
with the impression that this mountain's just gone to the dogs, and if only they had like a better staff there?
No, but I did see there. I think I told you this, Ryan. There is graffiti in one of the restrooms that said "Don't Mammoth June,"
Oh,
and after leaving June, and going to
You
Mammoth
wish
and skiing
June
there.
had been Mammoth.
No, I just thought to myself, I don't think that's a risk. I don't think that June is going to get. I don't think June needs to worry about getting Mammoth. Because
I hope not.
when we left Ryan that day and skied the afternoon at Mammoth was sick. The snow,
Yeah.
the snow was not, like it was easy to ski. It wasn't an issue. So as I don't know. I'm hope we're not, and we're not covering any new ground here. June is epic on a lot of days, but frequently, I think there's a reason that Mammoth.
What was it like today, Ryan?
I was off today, but it was a warm day. So
It was pretty warm down here too. I think it got into the mid 70s.
Really?
Well, I'm in I'm in the hills.
It was 55 in San Clemente.
Yeah.
dang, that's about how
Yeah.
cold it was
Well, I mean,
here.
I've taken a meteorology class, so yeah, cold ocean, hot air, fog.
Ryan, guess who I met at Mammoth in the gondola? Bernie.
Sanders.
My boy Bernie would say. Yeah, I rode a gondola with him. I didn't fan out on him, but
Bernie, sorry.
do you know who this person is, Jesse?
No.
He's I think he's a groomer at Mammoth. Like an overnight groomer, but then he's like a low-level professional skier. I think he just posts like a bunch of clips shredding around Mammoth.
That's cool.
He probably might be like a local celebrity, I think,
Okay.
of the Mammoth area. If you've seen clips of like skiing at Mammoth, they're probably his.
I feel like I would have just said professional skier instead of low level.
Well,
I feel like
I mean, he's not making
He's
a
no
living
Candide.
off of.
He's no Candide.
yeah, but I mean, does that matter?
Well, I mean,
No, I appreciate the context. I think what Jake's trying to explain is there's a reason he's still grooming.
he's not. Yeah, he's not a big name pro skier.
Well, that's
I mean,
cool.
listen,
I don't think he would introduce himself as a pro skier.
Nice.
Maybe I should have asked him. How do you want to be addressed, Bernie?
no, you should have told him. I can't believe you're a pro.
Yeah, you
so
should have.
much better than you.
Oh gosh. Well, hopefully we'll get up there soon to see you, Ryan, and you have way more snow. I think it's the part of the show where we transition into the culture. No, Davey?
Culture wars. You got good eyes. Were you able to read that from right there?
No, I know a general flow of how a show's supposed to go. I think we've beat a dead horse in June.
Yeah.
I will say this
There's not much snow news to talk about.
quickly at Mammoth. I got the first time this season got to go over on Dragon's Back and Dragon Tail, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I saw some video
Really?
Mammoth posted
Yes.
from that, and it looked pretty nice.
So it always feels like a season really starts when you can get over, like do the traverse over there and get into those trees. It was quite fun.
Nice.
Mm.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite part of the resorts.
Can you make it over there as a snowboarder all the way to the tail?
I mean, to the
You might have to
Close.
unclick.
We should test that out when we go.
last
curious.
Last time I went with you, I made it all the way over till you have to crest that last kind of like ridge. I think
Uh-huh.
that was you with Chad. Who are you with?
I did forget.
Robbie.
Oh yeah.
And I just I got owned earlier in the traverse by like some clown like snowboarders or skiers that made me take like a slightly lower line.
And you couldn't.
And once you take a slightly lower line, so I think theoretically, if I
You
held,
should be able to make it.
if
over
I
there.
held the right heel, also it sucks because it's a heel line, which
Yeah.
is like definitely more challenging for me than a toe line.
Yeah.
So it's possible, but I've never made it to the degree. I've never made it over that ridge that you and Robbie made without unclicking.
Yeah. We got to get you over there.
Do you think a toe line is easier because you can lean into
It's
rest?
way easier. You
Or
can just
just-
keep a better edge without ceding elevation.
Yeah, but why is that? I wonder.
Well, you're facing. You're facing.
Yeah, I guess
The
it's
slope.
It might be like the.
It'd be the
more
same way as
natural.
backside.
Yeah.
A backside barrel ride is harder standing up.
Not for me,
for
bro.
some.
Well,
80% of my barrels the other day were backside. I got a frontside when I claimed it. I claimed it
Yeah,
so hard.
1 foot Hawaiian, but who's talking?
But hey, in other skiing news though, Jake and I are talking about some trips. We got one coming up in January with us, right? the
we have some
FAMs.
potential dates to mull over.
We got we're talking about Crater Lake. We're talking about Revelstoke. I'm doing an avalanche course, so I'll be a trained know-it-all by the end of that.
Hell yeah.
Are you gonna see if they'll let you throw bombs after getting your Area 1?
We're gonna bring up. I'm not gonna ask questions. I'm not gonna ask for.
Are you going to show up to day one of the course with an avalung in?
Yes. And only talk with it.
Hey guys, David Pratt here. Safety.
Do you know if there's a new Avalon type product coming out now called the SBX, the Safe Back, and it is like an Avalon idea, but it's battery powered.
No, I hadn't heard of this.
It doesn't seem better than a airbag. It seems like though it'd be nice if they would put it in with the airbag.
Would
right?
you still use? Do you still have your Avalon?
No, I threw it away a long
David's
time
going
ago.
to inflate his airbag mid-class on accident.
I don't have an airbag. Not this year. Next year I want to buy one though.
I will say those airbags. Have you ever seen that video of that snowboarder gets taken down in this massive avalanche? I don't know if it's Canada or somewhere, and you hear he sets off his airbag within the first like 2-3 seconds, and those airbags look like they make a pretty big difference.
I think I have. Yeah.
I think you know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's a massive avalanche that takes him down probably 900 feet.
Yeah, it's so loud when it's inflating.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, it is.
have you ever deployed one of those, Ryan?
We had to in training. Not like we didn't do it for an avalanche.
Yeah, but you
But-
got to see what it feels like to have one go off on you.
Better.
Yeah, we had to like roll down a hill, screaming avalanche and launch and deploying it.
Like roll down like a snow hill.
Yeah, it was like kind of right behind McCoy.
Okay.
Nice. I once watched a hapless snowboarder get swept away by an avalanche
At
on
Mammoth?
Dragon's Back.
That was me. I don't know if that was an avalanche though. More like
No.
a heavy slough call.
I heard I feel like if you hear a crack
Yeah, true.
and a roar and then the person disappears under snow, that should count as an avalanche. If you hear the fracture
Was
through
that
your headphones,
Was that an avalanche? No.
And
My
then-
jacket's all snowy though.
you look up and you hear a thunderous sound and you see someone like mostly under moving snow. That's got to count as more than slough.
All right, it was a small avalanche
Yes.
with minor consequences or no consequences.
Although
really.
a prime example of how if there were serious terrain below you, there could have been
Oh
tremendous
yeah,
consequences because you were completely
out of
not
control.
in control.
The moment I got hit by it, I remember this was on Dragon's Back, and there are no trees in this section, and I got hit, and I couldn't see anything. And the moment I couldn't see anything, I swore there was like a grove of trees right below me. And I was like, I'm gonna hit a tree. I'm gonna hit a tree. And then obviously I didn't.
It was interesting though because we're very narrow, small avalanche. Like it was pretty powerful. Clearly, it took, but I was able to snowboard out of the way of it by just moving like 5 to 8 yards over.
Yeah, I think I was the one furthest.
You
down
were
the slope.
above me.
Was I?
It was me, you, and Josh. I went down, hammered a turn on that like bank, and it didn't slide. And then Josh was off to the like skier's left, and you came down, and there was a big crack, and I heard Josh go avalanche. And then I looked up, and down you were going, and I was just like, oh, I better get out of the way of this. And I just snowboarded off, and then you appeared like I don't know. You went for like 100-yard ride, maybe
Wow.
75
And I
yards.
had snow like in my like nostrils.
Did
under
you?
my eye. Oh yeah.
just a little
How
slough.
did
I
you
was
think
not-
it was an avalanche?
I was not well because I wasn't buried. I never got buried.
No.
You know.
But it was
It
flying
wasn't
around
enough,
you.
but yeah, it was just like fully like got in my eyes, ears, like nose. I remember I was like everything was wet. Yeah, it was not chill.
Yeah. I feel like June would have done a better job of
All I
clearing
was
the mountain.
missing in this experience was a ski patroller to come up afterwards and say, "Was
What?
there anything that you would have done differently?"
So and then we got Crater Lake. Then we're going to Bachelor and
Yeah,
Crater
Mount,
Lake.
Mount Bachelor.
We're not going to Bachelor at the same time though, but we're going to go to Crater Lake at the same time.
Yeah,
Revelstoke. I'm excited. I'm going international. First time to Canada. First time skiing internationally.
do you have a passport?
I do have a passport.
Are you a
Chill.
Canadian citizen?
No, I wish
Oh.
I didn't jump on that when I had the opportunity. And
Don't you still have the opportunity?
No, they stopped offering it. There's like a deadline. It's not like birthright citizenship. Like
Oh,
the
You
US.
might check. I was just talking to a guy about this who did that for his kids, who's Canadian, and I was telling him like, "Oh no, just my mom's Canadian," but he was saying he had done that for his kids recently, so you might still be able to. if
Maybe
you were
I'll look
interested.
at
I
it.
think Canada does have birthright citizenship.
Like
Like if you're born in Canada,
if you're born in there,
you definitely.
maybe.
What about Mike? Or did Mike jump on it in time?
Mike got it in time. Mike was on it. Because there's a period of time where you could do it for a long period of time,
Oh,
but then
okay.
I think that they ended it. But I should check. I'll
Yeah.
look at it. But anyways, yeah, Revelstoke will be freaking sick.
Yeah, be your first time skiing in Canada.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Revelstoke is my favorite resort to ski at.
It'll be the best skiing.
That's more interior BC.
Kind of. I mean, yeah, it's more interior than like Whistler.
Okay,
probably
but
like
not like kicking horse status.
No, it's like in between. Well, it's closer to Kicking Horse than Whistler. I think it's like 6 hours like northeast of Whistler.
But what's the most big interior BC resort that's like way in? Is there?
Probably Revelstoke, right?
Kick,
'Cause
no, like or I mean like Kicking Horse, Fernie,
Okay.
maybe. Chad would be a good a good expert here, but Banff is further.
But that's not BC. That's
Yeah,
Banff. That's like out of Alberta.
I mean,
That's the Canadian Rockies.
Yeah, you
That's
start
not
to
British
get
Columbia.
you start to get past the. I think Revelstoke
That's
is
like
almost
entirely
out
different.
of the BC range, out of that.
I
like,
think
range.
Revelstoke
No,
is
Revelstoke
considered
is for-
interior BC.
it's
I
fully
thought.
yeah. It must be, but it's fully in. Revelstoke is definitely BC.
Yeah, but it's on the other side of the apex of the range, though. I think, right?
I have no idea.
I'm not sure that. I mean, Rogers Pass, which is this like ultra famous like BC
Yeah.
like thing, is like just north of Revelstoke.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Actually, I guess Rogers Pass though is probably the spine, and that's just east of Revelstoke.
Yeah.
So
correct.
Revelstoke's probably just on the other side of like what would be like the high.
Why
Yeah.
can't I think of is
Ridge, right?
Banff the big resort in the what
Yeah. Well, it's Lake Louise.
Lake Louise?
Lake Louise, Sunshine. There's like a
Have
collection
you
of
skied there?
yeah, not
Not
worth
a
it.
good.
Compared to Revelstoke.
But don't they have good winters too? I mean, isn't that the difference of like a Colorado winter versus Sierra's winter sort of thing?
I don't think it's the fact that it's a good or bad winter. I think it's just crowd. It's like a
Oh.
huge resort. It's like Vail-esque probably.
Oh, gotcha.
I bet they don't give their ski patrollers that much money.
Well, they probably don't need to because
Bastard.
they have benefits, socialized medicine
true.
and such. Free weed, basically. I think I heard. And here's what you do: is you take your beer back to the factory and you tell them, "Look, there's a mouse in my beer bottle."
Does anyone ever have an interest in seeing just how bad the ski resorts are back east? Like, if you ever
I
happen
would
to,
gladly go.
would
ski
you ever
back
happen to
east.
be back east anyways? I
Yes.
don't know if I'd want to waste a bunch of money on a
No,
ski trip back east.
We
but if
should
you
do
were
a
back,
boys back east ski trip.
Where are where are y'all at? Loon Mountain, New Hampshire. Let's go. Waiting, shredding,
What about-
waxing up my skis.
to like an even smaller place than that? What about like
Bold-
a trash
big-
hill
Sugar-
in Pennsylvania?
Sugar
Big
Mountain.
Boulder,
No,
Pennsylvania.
I would never do that. I wouldn't do that. I'd go to like Stowe or one of the like bigger names on the East Coast for sure.
There was people during this last the total solar eclipse that were on ski hills back east in April that got to watch the total solar eclipse while
I
skiing.
saw that.
Like, I'm
How
just
insane is
curious. What
that?
do you think of
Mount Washington, right?
Yeah, Mount Washington. But there's
Or
people were at a
Tuckerman's, maybe?
resort.
Oh,
a
okay.
good powder day there? Do you think could it still be epic?
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
I will say I went to the top
Low
of Mount
angle.
Washington, and there are that is a serious mountain.
Yeah, Tuckerman's Ravine has.
That is
I
some
think-
serious. You could tell the potential. There's lines on there I'd have no business going down.
Even
Yeah.
Tuckerman's is like sketchy, right? Like
I think so.
It's
Yeah.
insanely
like
steep.
it's steep and shitty, right?
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
let's move on to the culture war segment. Who do you think has better culture, skiing or snowboarding?
I don't think it's even a question, and it's frankly.
Hold on. Let's get Ryan's take on this first. Ryan.
Watch the Guatemalan Persuader and then tell me.
The Guatemalan Persuader.
Yeah, Ryan's
Yeah.
hyped on this film.
I don't know that reference, and I refuse to respond to it.
I still haven't seen it yet, Ryan, but I will watch it.
It's one of the best, if not the best.
ski movie.
skiing movie.
All right, maybe maybe Jake and I will watch it and review it.
I mean, it's like Warren Miller, Mac Dog. Come on.
I
I mean, are we really? Is this
But,
even
okay, who do you think's the most like out there skiing personality? Glenn Plake,
He's in the
alive-
Guatemalan
alive or
Persuader.
dead?
right? Ever.
Nowadays?
No, ever.
Ever?
I'd say Shane McConkey's up there.
Yeah.
He's in
Yeah.
the Guatemalan Persuader too.
But you think no, I don't think Shane McConkey though is as outrageous of a personality as Glenn Plake.
Okay, but hold on. This is a good way of looking at it. Is like, I think the Shane McConkeys of the ski world are kind of an exception.
Wait.
And like, I feel like more of those people exist in the snow and skate and surf world because of that subculture is a far more counterculture than like skiing. Those people had to fight hard to break away from like skiing was a yuppie sport.
Well, hold on, let me tell you
People
this.
had money.
Hold on, let me tell you this. Glenn Plake and Shane McConkey, rest in peace, two legendary skiers, barely add up to one Nate Bozung. Right?
Yeah.
Agreed.
In cultural relevance and like genius and then not to mention the whole forum team.
Yeah. I think there's more.
Travis Kennedy, wherever you are, keep running, bro. Don't stop.
Do you think is he jailed?
I don't know.
No.
I can't even. I don't even want to speak on it because I don't know if that's actually him.
Ooh.
It looks like him,
Yeah.
but I don't.
We hope you're doing well.
But I watched the
Stevie
Stevie
Bell.
Bell Bombhole podcast. Stevie Bell's doing really well. But dude, Stevie Bell was such a G. Torsten.
I just think it's and you guys like
Wait, hold on though. So what was Ryan skiing? Ryan, you think skiing?
I think watch the Guatemalan Persuader and then all of this culture, like snowboard, skiing culture, war, like the shit these guys are doing and the
Oh, God,
amount
I'm
of
gonna hang up on
partying.
you. Ryan, what is it? Yes or no? Skiing or snowboarding?
Skiing.
give him a chance
Okay.
to explain himself.
Oh, why won't you let me
All
explain?
right, Ryan. Sorry. What were you saying?
No. Just watch it.
Well, but you know what I mean. Like you can't just.
Ryan said skiing.
Okay, yeah. You can't just vaguely allude to your answer
Yeah.
over and over again.
One's a square culture that slowly became somewhat cool, and one's a culture that was always cool.
Jake, what do you say?
I mean, I want to say skiing as a skier, but snowboarding definitely. I mean, we've talked about this on here, I think, a decent amount, and maybe it's because we started off snowboarding, but like all of the music that we got into.
The Osiris backpacks with the speakers on them. You're right, dude. Yeah, for sure.
All the music, all of the like sick like ski like outerwear or whatever, and a testament to how influential that's been from snowboarding is that like ski culture now has that too, but it's
Yep.
because of snowboarding.
Yeah,
Like
you guys were
it's
still
not just going to be Skittles anymore. You're going to
Ski-
see waffles out there, waffles on planks.
And skiing has like flashes of brilliance in it, right? Like some of the ski mountaineering is like incredibly cool, but like I don't know. I feel like a lot of the ski mountaineering is just it's like so daring that it's just almost more of a stunt than like.
How do they get powder skis?
But you know what I mean. But like I agree with you. Snowboarding just seems to just have like. It just seems, you know what? It seems to be having more fun still than skiing. Like even though I think skiing is better, snowboarders still seem to be having more fun than skiers.
You know why it is? It's because there's a component of skiing that McConkeys of the ski world are, I think, every bit as cool as the coolest snowboarders. That's not up for debate. The difference is skiing, because it's been a yuppie sport for so long and attracted like rich people, it's just kind of like splintered off more ways. And like whereas snowboarding for the most part, yeah, it's got a bunch of douchey people that don't know how to snowboard, but
It started counterculture.
It started counterculture.
Yeah.
Whereas like skiing
It started cool. Skiing had to like
break off.
get into cool.
Correct. That's where
is still trying.
because look at snowboarding's roots. What did it start from? People that surfed, people that skated. What was cooler
Cool
than that?
dudes.
You don't hear anyone talking about rollerbladers anymore. It's like comparing rollerblading in the 90s to skating.
Well,
I think.
it's interesting because I was thinking
Yeah.
about this. Like, I think skiing is better, but yeah, I think that snow and it shows. I feel like just in the all like even on like the YouTube content, it's like there's no skiing equivalent of like the Bomb Hole, or there's a couple other snowboarding podcasts like the Airtime podcast that it's like a Vans one. I feel like there are skiing podcasts, but so often they're about like crazy intense mountaineering and not, you know what I mean? Like it's like
Until
alpine
now,
skiing.
118 West
Yes.
is changing that.
Yes.
It's an older, moneyed crowd.
Yeah.
You don't have people with money. Like it's a very different crowd if you really stop and think about it. It's interesting. The only crossover is people our age and younger. Once you've chosen that lane in your late 30s or 40s, you stay in it, right?
We
Like,
switched.
I know, but you switched in your
I
20s.
might switch back.
I told
Please don't.
I told Lizzie that if she tries skiing, I'll go back. I'll snowboard again.
Oh,
Not permanently,
Dude,
but like on a day that
that-
she skis, I'll go back and snow.
Hey, that wouldn't be
Hey.
that wouldn't be fair. That would be a fun day. We switch. You snowboard.
Oh, we
I
should do
ski.
that.
We should do that
All right.
and document it.
Yeah.
I'll film it.
Okay.
I
Ryan,
can-
will
I
you
can-
be there ready to respond when both Jesse and I get injured?
Oh, Jake,
Yeah.
Jake will destroy
Oh,
me.
it should be a June. Yeah, we should go to June
We
and
should-
we should
yeah.
document it.
That's not. Jake will destroy me on a snowboard. He'll
Yeah.
get down 2 times, 3 times as fast.
I'm going to be front boarding. I'm going to be.
Oh, but Jake might also break his collarbone or something. Like the odds of Jake having a horrific crash while
When's the last
snowboarding
time you've
are
been on a
probably
snowboard? Years.
Yeah.
A decade.
A decade.
Is it really? Do you think if you got
Yeah.
on a snowboard, you could bomb down a hill
Yeah.
first run?
Yeah.
mock-
I would make turns. I wouldn't just go straight.
Really?
I wouldn't just go straight if that's what you were thinking.
I think you could.
I could, but I don't know if I would. It seems risky to me on
Really?
a snowboard. Skiing, I feel so comfortable going fat, like bombing straight. And on a
Could
snowboard,
we work you into a decent sized park jump on day 1?
on a snowboard?
Yeah.
No,
No?
I don't think so.
Like just the June jumps. Okay, like
Dude, I'm coming back from a ankle surgery. I'm barely jumping on skis right now.
all right.
Landing on that foot does not.
Let
Jake,
it be known.
Jake, click-ins or strap-ons?
I mean,
Are we talking about snowboards still?
I would take whatever board that I had access to. But if all things being equal, I would definitely choose click it, like the Virgin
Yeah.
step-in system for sure.
Okay, it's done. I will do a day of skiing if you do a day of snowboarding.
Oh,
A
yeah.
day for a day.
Yeah,
I'll do the whole day.
I'll do the whole day. Yeah, no problem. That'll be
Okay.
awesome. I think it'll be really fun.
Oh, yeah. We should.
Can
do
I
it.
just use your setup?
We
I
should
don't
do
wanna
it this
buy
Jan-
skis.
Can I use yours?
Yeah.
We should do it this January.
Yeah.
Okay. But I have to do my day at June. Done.
Yeah.
You want to do a shake like this?
Now, to our loyal listeners out there, it's not quite the same because he has like 15 years of snowboard
Yeah,
experience.
I'm actually a good snowboarder, and Jesse is a shit skier.
Cue Wallace and Gromit soundtrack.
Do, 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 do.
Um,
All right, so we've decided snowboarding generally cooler. Skiing is trying to get cool.
maybe,
Yeah.
yeah. I wonder how could you do it? They've tried. Dude, skiers have tried. There's like the Blink Collective.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
coolest skier is
there's-
Candide.
You know what? There was no skiing Grenade, right? There's no skiing Nate Bozung. There's no skiing like
I mean, there is that now in skiing. Like a lot of the street skiing stuff is pretty like grungy.
But it's
like,
almost like they're trying too hard. You know, that's a good
what
way
about
of putting it.
Henrik Harlot or whatever? He's like pants around his like knees
You know,
or whatever.
where did they get that though? They didn't get that from
Of course,
skiers.
but I'm saying so it's in skiing now.
No,
too.
I know, but it's just for some reason it's just like it falls flat with skiing though, right? Like
It's like grow up.
Maybe.
You're on skis.
I think the problem is that we came of age in a period where skiing wasn't that yet, really, and so we're in our late 30s. I bet you young kids,
it was that
feel
though. It was just a
differently.
teeny component that we were exposed to.
young park rat skiers wouldn't be like, no, snowboarding is just cooler.
what about this? Do you think that it comes from maybe what do you think this plays a role in it is that it feels like there's a lot more smaller snowboard companies, and whereas skiing is much more big corporate dominated.
That too. I mean, look no
Yeah.
further than that one video they played where it said they were interviewing that ski patroller from Canada. He's like, sometimes they've had too much to drink.
Look at the best, look at some of the most influential snowboard companies, or not that, even Burton, the biggest snowboard company of all, isn't that old compared to the skiing companies.
True.
The skiing companies have been around for like 100
they're
years
like-
now. Like, and
Yeah.
then
Old institutions aren't cool.
even like, but like Forum was a new company. Arbor is a relatively new company.
Is
It was-
Forum still around?
They've resurfaced.
But it was a new company. They have
Yeah.
they have started to come back.
Yeah, no, it's just a
I
different...
I would buy a Forum. I would buy a special blend jacket if they made a Pro Shell special blend. Ooh. Oh,
Ryan, does June Mountain allow snowboard ski patrol?
No one
No.
should allow snowboards. Remember that there was a trend for a while
I think
where
some mountains
snowboarders
allow
were
it.
ski patrol, and I think I'm a snowboarder, and I'd say that's the dumbest thing ever. It's not easier to get around the mountain or help someone in any way, and it should be banned.
Would you be worried if you were skiing Park City and they brought in scab snowboard ski patrollers?
Yes.
Have you seen?
no, I would. No, it'd be so sick.
Imagine trying to get someone down on the
I mean,
freaking
it would-
basket.
Yeah, I know.
Would you
It
mess
would
with
probably
them?
be actually easier on a toboggan though, because you just
Heel
you
slide.
just stay. Yeah, you just heel slide the whole way down.
No, I'd mess with them. I'd stop uphill of them and be like, hey, I need to ask a question. Can you come up here? Can you come up to me real quick? All right. Hey, we're going to move on to our final segment, I think, called Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's, everyone.
Happy New Year's.
Year.
Very happy New Year's to all our loyal.
We went over
listeners.
our New Year's resolution plans last week, but I think we really nailed them down. Jake, I saw you had notes on yours.
Yeah.
What's yours?
So Davey caught me off guard, and I didn't really have any concrete New Year's resolutions, even though I'm a big fan of New Year's resolutions. I like making a list. So I've already acted on a couple of these. I want to try and get involved in the disabled sports Eastern Sierra, where you're like volunteering and guiding disabled like skiers or snowboarders on the mountain. So I applied today
Nice.
to that, and if I can, I don't know how it goes, but I'm going to try and do that this year.
So what do you do? Help
Hopefully-
help a mono skier?
You could help a mono skier. You might just like guide someone on like regular skis.
Will you be available in the halfway through January when I get on
Yeah.
skis?
So Ryan, if you have or if you know anyone in that does that, let me know.
Yeah, I'll ask around.
That's a good worthy goal.
But yeah, I'm interested in doing it. I think it'd be really fun. And yeah, what else? I'm gonna try and learn a new song every month on the guitar. I'm gonna work on some paragliding certifications.
Simp 3? Is that what that is? Simp 3?
Civ is like a specialized like course where you get towed up in the air, usually by a boat over water, and then purposefully induce like all these different types of malfunctions and then recover from them. Hopefully.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, I mean, you're over water and you could throw your reserve if you can't recover from it, but so you're purposefully like inducing these things that could happen in real life or in like, when you're out just like flying, and then practicing how to like get out of them, recover from them.
And they
then-
choose the water because it's a happy medium where there's no terrain.
Yeah, and I think most of the time they want to get you a bunch of flights in, so you basically get towed up like that by a boat with like a really long line. So you'll get towed up like thousands of feet up into the air above water, and then like do it, and then
What lake?
I'm gonna do mine in Mexico.
The
So
Gulf?
it'll be it's in Yalapa, so like a big bay.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah, but they do them in lakes too, like Lake Berryessa in Northern California, I think does them. I'm gonna try and get the van more finished. We're gonna try and record an episode every other week
26 apps.
for 118 West. So this is episode 1. I mean, it's episode 4, but
If there's
It's
any
the first.
potential sponsors out there, just know that we're going to continue grinding
and I'm gonna learn.
Massimo's, we're looking at
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, all right, that's a bunch for me though. What about you guys?
I like is that the content one
Oh,
every
yeah.
other week? Is it
Produce
separate?
and edit. No,
Hey,
yes.
I'll do that one with you. Let's hold
Okay.
each other accountable, and
Okay.
I'll do one week, and you do one the next week.
Okay.
Right? All right.
We're gonna produce and edit either audio and or video content.
For me, it's going to be video.
Okay. I mean, it will
Mostly
mostly be
porn.
video, but I think audio is a big component. Like trying to record video with good audio, as this podcast has proven,
For real.
could be quite difficult.
For real. All right. Do you have New Year's resolutions, or do you want me to go?
Way to put me on the spot. Well,
You-
a
Yeah,
couple.
you think-
No, I have a
Okay.
few.
All right,
I'll
let's hear
just
it. Let's hear it. Ryan, get ready because we're coming for you too.
hoping to shed a few pounds.
Sounds like you're already partway there.
Yeah, I kind of ballooned to a
What's your
somewhat-
fighting weight? What's your
somewhat alarming weight at 197. It's my all-time high.
What's
A
your
month or
goal?
two ago. I'm weighed myself today. I'm at 187. I'd like get down to like fluctuating between 175 to 180. I think is a healthy weight for someone as sparsely active as
Hey,
myself.
if you do that, you should treat yourself to a new snowboard and an Icon Pass. And if you keep it off for a year, you should treat yourself to a split board.
It's not contingent. None of that is contingent on losing weight. Second
wanna ride the lift with
resolution:
me, it
just
is.
spend more time with family. Try to like get a little better work-life balance, and lastly, go personally see like a investment advisor. I've learned a couple painful lessons over the last couple of years as far as like trying to do stuff myself financially. Not where I lost money, but just I feel like I've lost an opportunity to make money in a major way. And as opposed to getting like bummed about it, I'm going to try to like take some action and go like seek out help, because I'm really good at saving money, but I'm not good at like apparently making money with the money I've saved.
The poker investments worked.
Yeah. So
The local poker leagues came
those
up
are my
on you.
3 major resolutions.
Nice. All right. Mine are no alcohol for a year.
Ooh-wee.
No, I don't drink. I don't really drink a lot, so this won't be that bad, but I do like the taste of beer. So
Oh,
it's
he
gonna
was
be a little
sauced
sad.
at Refugio.
Was I?
Pretty. I mean, you were drinking a lot. I was concerned.
Number 2 is no buying stuff. Like I can buy like I can buy consumable stuff like food.
You can
or
go on trips.
trips. Yeah, I can go on trips. I can buy like supplies if I'm like if I want to make something, but I can't buy like a new tool.
Toys.
I can't buy toys, no surfboards, none of that. A mammoth pass and a state pass are the 2 things that I'm accepting.
Nice.
My third one is to ski 20 days, 10 days in the backcountry and 10 days at the resort.
It's a good goal.
My other one is I have a set of 12 different vacations, most of them with the family that I want to go to on this year, 1 per month.
Wow.
This is almost harkening back to when we were younger, and we had this like pact to try and spend a week out of every month.
Yeah, and we
On a
did that
trip.
for a long time too, for like 8 months.
Whether that was like 2 short trips in a month or like a big like long trip. So going back, doing like a bigger, a decent sized trip every month, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, and then 26 episodes of this, and
Yep.
I guess 26 pieces of content too.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
All right, Rye.
pretty
You're up.
good.
All right, mine is ski in the backcountry.
Heck, yeah, I really
working
like that
on-
one.
Buying on some backcountry gear right now. So
Oh yeah.
that's one. Another is to get my STCW, which is a cert
STDs
to be able to.
taken care of. Sorry, Ryan. I thought you were gonna say get your STDs taken care of.
Come on, dog. Come on.
Your STW. Sorry.
STCW, so I can work on some yachts.
Oh, what does that stand for?
I have no idea. I'm just doing what they tell me to do.
That's a good way to go about it.
I figure that's the mentality they want anyway.
Yeah, it sounds like you're most of the way there.
Nice.
And then that's about probably it for me.
Nice. Hell yeah. Well, Ryan, I think that sounds pretty attainable.
Yeah, I'm trying to not sell myself too big, something manageable.
Lay it low.
Laying low. I like it.
All right.
All right, everyone.
How long we recorded for? Over an hour.
An hour and a half, probably, right?
Yeah.
Are we gonna play some card after this?
Yeah.
Naturally.
I think we should try and cart cast,
Okay.
even if we doesn't have to be live.
All right. Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe we'll just play
Yeah,
for the love
we'll
of the
get
game.
them later.
Ryan, it was great chilling with you, dude.
Yeah, thanks for the call, guys. Thanks for including me.
No problem. Now you can go eat.
The next time that I come up there, Ryan. Oh, it sounds like you might not need it. I was gonna say I'll bring you some care.
Yeah, I think I'm okay on all that
All right.
on that front.
We gotta get
Thanks,
your mic. We gotta get your mic figured out, Ryan. It's so much better now that you've been holding it.
Yeah, I wonder if I buy like a headphone aux cord on that mic, and then just plug it in through the like little dongle thing.
Yeah, or a USB-C to. We have one for the iPad here, which I guess we don't really need the iPad. We could maybe.
You know what? I think. Well, whatever. We'll figure this out off air. But we're gonna
If
get
you
your
just
audio.
send it to me, I can
get
probably just buy it online.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
When you come down here. All right.
Sounds
Thanks
good.
to all of our single watcher or listener. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
Honey, if that's you,
appreciate you.
I love you.
Yeah, shout out to Big Lore.
What up,
Watching
Lizzie?
those kids.
All right.
We're out.
Signing off.
Later, guys.
Later.